Taking a look over at our Weather Authority Center again with Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca. Dan,
yes.
What about these fires?
These fires in particular are dangerous, but any fires you should be ready for as we head through our fire season. And there are many reasons for this, right? We've talked about how we're going to see some wind this week. We talked about how temperatures are heading upward, and it's also going to be quite a bit drier. So it's kind of here, guys. So just be ready. You got to be prepared, especially if you live in that urban and wildland interface. That's the spot, right? Those home hardening tips are good. Hey, look, there's a guy on a boat. Sorry, I got excited. There's not a lot of action on the Domenico's on the wharf cam this time of night typically, but we got a little guy, maybe is that a dinghy? Is that what you'd call that? A little dinghy going off, probably going from one boat to another. I don't know, I don't make the rules here, but it's fun times. Anyway, there you go, here's your live look. No clouds out there tonight, skies still clear, expected to stay mostly clear through the overnight hours tonight into tomorrow morning. The reason is we've got high pressure building in from the west right now, and that is gonna keep pushing down and kind of making it difficult for any marine layer to develop. So we've got that going for us. The area of low pressure that brought a little drizzle to the area yesterday is already out of here. In fact, it's been a tornado maker. There were tornadoes outside of Denver, Colorado today. Another round of tornadoes in Oklahoma and Kansas and Nebraska. My friend of mine was on I-70 in Kansas today, and he just watched the tornado go right in front of him, right across the highway. So fun times for him. He was there on purpose looking for that, but I suppose a lot of folks on I-70 probably weren't looking to do that. But here on the West Coast, calm conditions, heat will be with us for much of the week as high pressure dominates. We'll have some fluctuations on the coast where the winds will kind of shift between on and offshore. Overnight tonight, though, we get a little bit of an offshore push in the hills, so that's going to allow us to warm up quite a bit tomorrow pretty quickly. Our morning forecast tomorrow, mostly clear. Can't rule out a few low clouds along the coast on the south side of the bay, but for the most part, starting off the day clear. We'll have mostly clear skies throughout most of the day tomorrow. A few thin high clouds possible. Tomorrow later in the day, the sea breeze will kick in a little bit harder and the wind's picking up. We'll have a little bit of low cloud cover perhaps on the coast, but otherwise pretty similar to today, except temperatures warming 4 to 7 degrees above us. So most of us are going to feel that warm up tomorrow. In some cases, that's going to bring us to well above normal temperatures. Take a look at some of these highs tomorrow. How about 88 in Ben Lomond? That's pretty toasty. 87 in Boulder Creek, mid-80s, Felton, Scotts Valley. These are July-like temperatures. Capitola, Santa Cruz, even in the 80s tomorrow. That downsloping wind off the mountains should be a nice beach day. Always be careful near the water, obviously. No major swells coming in tomorrow, but we'll have some swell activity coming through, so we'll just keep an eye out there. 83 in the beach in Santa Cruz. Yeah, I'll take that. East shore of the bay, definitely a little bit more of a contrast. We go from low 80s in the north. You get south of Watsonville, you start seeing a more onshore breeze, so that's going to keep you back down into the 60s like in Castroville and Marina. But Salinas, you squeeze into the 70s tomorrow. 70s in Prunedale, 80s by San Juan Bautista. My wife was there today. She said it was beautiful, nice green grass there. Maybe go sit and have a picnic or something. 85 in Hollister, almost 90 in Gilroy tomorrow. Whew. You just smell the roasted garlic. I know I say that all the time, but just you can't go through Gilroy without smelling garlic. Or skunks. Sometimes you get skunks too, but that's mostly those early morning drives, you know. Someone always runs. Okay, anyway, on over to the peninsula. If you want to stay cool tomorrow, if you don't like the heat, Pacific Grove, my friends, is the place to go. 62, winds off the water, no 70s, no 80s, no 90s, no whammies. Nice and cool there. That's the place to go if you like the cooler weather. Down south, not the place to go if you like the cooler weather, because we're going to be in the 80s in Greenfield, King City 80s, the Big Sur Valley in the 80s. How about almost 90 in Bradley tomorrow as well? So some toasty temperatures. 7-day forecast showing a little bit of a cool down on the coast by Tuesday. We'll have a few extra low clouds hanging around. As I mentioned, winds kind of shifting on and offshore. A little bit more onshore Tuesday. It looks like they go a bit more offshore Wednesday into Thursday. Temps going to head right back up. Could be looking at closer to 80 degrees in some coastal sites by Thursday, and then cooling off into the Memorial Day weekend. Inland areas also same temperature trends, a little bit cooler Tuesday, then back up, in fact, quite a bit more. We could be looking at places like Gilroy and Bradley in the mid-90s by Thursday. So we definitely have some heat out there. We will cool off, though, to more seasonable levels just in time for the holiday weekend. Jeanette.
All right. Thank you, Dan.